Well, hello there, Virgo. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your January career and money tarot reading. This is actually good from now until mid-February. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. So let's go ahead and get started and see what you have in store for this month. Unknown territory, you are exactly where you need to be. Okay, so if you're confused at this time, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You know, I love this energy because sometimes it's you know, they're kind of showing me these trees like doors. You're trying to choose, which door do I walk through? You know, it's kind of like, is there a better door out there? These are my choices, but is there something better for me? So let's see where this is leading, because, yeah, wombat spirit, be at home. And that's your Virgo energy. That's the hermit energy. Allowing yourself to just be where you are at this time, to know that the things that you are trying to manifest in your life, in your career and money sector, are on the way. It's kind of like accepting. They're also saying this is the rest. This is a time to rest before big things start coming your way. You know, sometimes we have to realize that when things are not moving, maybe as quickly as we are wanting, that it really is giving us an opportunity to just kind of sit and be for a little bit. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, your path. Yep. You're there. You are there. And then you have freedom and ease on the bottom. Things are going to, and then you have flow. Things are definitely going to start flowing for you. So it says, your path, dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan for far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Yeah. So that once again, it's that energy that I had. You know, you're kind of trying to make a decision, maybe kind of in an energy right now where you're trying to make a decision. You're looking at different options, or where you feel confused because you feel like there aren't any options. There's also this sense of like trying to hop, you know, between a couple of different ideas or something like that. But to understand, no, you're fine. You don't have to really worry about making a decision at this time. Yeah, and then letting go. Wow, look at this. So you have happy success, letting go, and then the healing light. There's an energy here of accepting where you are, because I feel like there are some doors that you need to close. It's kind of interesting. There's 3 doors there, and there's 3 doors. They're showing me these tree trunks here, and there's 3 of them that they're highlighting. And I feel like you're trying to keep too many options open, if that makes sense, right? Because it's kind of like, well, I'm going to put my time and energy, like you have maybe a couple of different options for career or how to spend your money or something like that. And it's kind of like, well, I'm trying to keep all the doors open. You know, which one of these is going to grow the best? You know, which one of these will bring me the most, right? But when we're kind of scattered like that, the problem is that, you know, we can't put all of our time and energy into each of those 3 options. There's going to become a time where you're going to have to choose one of your options and then go for it. You know, close the other 2 doors and go for the one. And so I feel like, you know, one of them is going to be successful, highly successful. Right? But at the same time, you're a little bit in your head perhaps about, well, which one's going to work? It's kind of like, Mary Sue, just tell me which one is going to work. Or you're saying to your spirit guides and angels, which one's going to work? It's about sitting and just knowing that when you follow your heart, I think that's the key here. You know, the hermit energy, the energy of knowing that you already have all the answers that you are seeking, right? They're already within you. It's about asking yourself, when I look at these options, then which one of them is really calling to me? Which one gets my heart going a little bit more? Not worrying about, all of the logical, right? It's about, well, which one of these is the most passionate to me? Stepping into that energy of knowing that there are some doors that you are wanting to close, and yet it's almost like you won't give yourself permission to close them. Interesting, right? And so it's about, well, why are you keeping all the doors open, right? Well, a lot of times that's because of our fear, right? We want to make sure that we're successful, it's that energy. There is a sense here of trying to heal the energy of trying to, a little bit of making sure that you're successful, right? Of making sure that it turns out perfectly. There's almost this energy of, I want it to turn out perfectly. I don't want it to fail. But when we're trying to manifest or build something out of that type of energy, then the problem is, we're really manifesting out of fear, and that's not where we want to be. We want to manifest out of what our heart truly desires. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yeah. All right. So Virgo, there is this energy of almost manifesting from the sense of being concerned something's going to end. Not putting perhaps all of your time and energy into something because you're afraid that it's going to end, or not even starting something because you're afraid that it's going to end. Yeah, there's something about finding a different perspective. I think this energy has been coming out in a lot of the readings, something that has kind of been hard and long and burdensome for you for some time. It's about getting a different perspective of it. It's almost as if you're looking at this situation. And it could be, your job is not fulfilling. It could be that your job is not paying what you need. It could be that you're trying to start a new business, but you just can't get it off the ground. You could have some sense of debt or family obligation or something like that. But you're focusing on the burden. You're kind of a little bit focusing on the burden instead of listening to your heart. There's this sense, there's something here that is really incredible for you, but the focus isn't on it. Where did I put it? Okay, here it is. So interesting because look, and this is what they were saying to me. Okay, so you see the woman there, she's trying to go through the open door, right? And the dogs are holding her back. The dogs could be your burdens, your family obligations or whatever. But also look, she's not looking at the door. And that's what they were saying to me, is that your perspective is on the difficulties that you have kind of gone through. And perhaps this is over, like the last 5 years or so, 5 to 9 years or 5 to 9 months. There's this sense, well, I've been struggling with this burden for some time. I want to close that door. Okay, I want to close some doors here. I want to go in a new direction because I don't feel fulfilled in what I am doing at this time. I'm not truly happy. I'm not joyful. I'm looking for inspiration. But here's the thing. It's almost like there's a door open and available to you, but you're not even looking at it. It's kind of like you're being drawn to it, even though you have all of these burdens, the dogs, right? But you're not actually even looking at the option that is going to bring you the most success. Really interesting, because I feel like you're focusing on the facts. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, well, I'm focusing on the facts, but the facts keep bringing you back, I think, to something that has been difficult, whatever this is. And it could be even out of your career and money sector. It could be a personal situation, a relationship or a family situation. Something has been long and hard, but there's this new opportunity. It's about, okay, it's almost a little bit, I'm being stubborn. I'm just looking at the obstacles that have been on my path. Yeah, it's time to put those burdens down. It's time to start communicating the wisdom that you have gained, okay? Because the Hermit is wise. It's time to step onto your spiritual path. It's time to realize you have to close some doors. And then justice. For some of you, it could be about finding justice in a certain situation in your life. Balancing things out, or trying to speak your truth, tell your story in order to try to balance things out in the real world, to help find justice for other people that maybe have gone through similar situations, burdens that you have, because you have the Four of Pentacles. You're holding back. There's a sense of, well, I'm holding back because I'm trying to protect my family. I'm trying to protect my finances. I don't want to put myself out there, but there's this door that is opening for you. I feel like it's already kind of opened for you, but you're not looking at it. It's like, here's your spiritual path, that stardust. That is where you're headed, but you're almost like not wanting to go there. So let's take a look at your obstacle, your area of resistance. Yeah, so you have professional assistance, and then you have the Hermit. I feel like for some of you, it is about what do you really need? You're exactly where you need to be. What is it that you may need some assistance with? That could be anything. It could be what would help you? Let me put it this way. What would help you to actually turn and look at that door, right? What would help you to turn and look at that door? What help do you need? And maybe it's, maybe you need a website designer. Maybe you need to go take a class on something, right? Maybe you have some health issue, but you haven't been, you didn't want to really go and take care of it, because there's something about reframing here. What your obstacle is that you are thinking that something has been done to you and not for you. So it's overcoming that thinking. This is happening for me, not to me. That there is something that has been going on in your life. Once again, maybe for the last 5 to 9 years or 5 to 9 months, something has come onto your path that is burdensome, right? Or challenging, or it could be more than one challenge. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're showing me 6 butterflies here, right? Each one of those butterflies could be obstacles that you have overcome in the last 5 to 9 years. But there is this, oh my goodness. So what have you done in order to help you overcome this burden? It's about understanding you are stepping into the energy of being the wise one about this, where people could come to you for advice. It's taking your pain and making it your purpose. It's scary. I think it's a little bit scary. Yeah. And then you have the High Priestess, the Temperance, and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is that sense of determination. I feel like you're determined not to look at this, Virgo. There's almost like, no, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to step onto that path. And it is your path. It is your path. But it's kind of like, I don't want to. I'm going to read this again. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. What are your fears and illusions? What is preventing you from going through this door, right? What fears do you have? Perhaps that is where you start if you are thinking you may need some professional assistance, right? So what are your fears? What is preventing you from telling your story? Because we have the Eight of Wands somewhere. What is preventing you from telling your story or sharing your wisdom with others? What is preventing you? Perhaps it is about learning more about whatever your obstacle was, like becoming an expert, right? Or maybe it is, if you have a fear of public speaking or something like that, that you go to, Toastmasters or something like that. You take some speaking lessons or whatever it is. Maybe you would love to write a book, but you're not, or a blog or something like that, but you have a fear because you're not very good at grammar and spelling. But you hire somebody that can proofread things for you, right? You put it out there and then you have somebody, an editor, you hire somebody that can edit for you in order to help you get over your fear. Because there's something here. It's almost like, no, I'm not going to look at that. And yet at the same time, you're truly being called to go in this direction. What has occurred to you, I feel like there's part of you that says, I'm the only one that has experienced this pain. Now, I know logically, you know that that's not true, but perhaps you're feeling a little bit like, well, nobody really wants to hear my story or hear how I healed this situation for myself because, well, other people get over it so much easier or, nobody else has experienced this or, people will think that it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal, okay? It is a big deal. It has occurred to you, okay, but for you. It's occurred to help you to open up to your spiritual journey, to your spiritual purpose. And I'm going to tell you, it is going to bring you a lot of joy and fulfillment and financial abundance. The money comes, okay? The blessings come. It's almost like it opens up a whole new world for you. If you have been holding yourself back, there is this energy of please don't hold yourself back anymore, right? Take the first step. You don't have to, you're going on, look, you're stepping into this energy of truly loving yourself enough to go in a new direction, to take a look at something that has been painful and a hurdle for you, right? And to turn it into your purpose, to understand, okay, I'm going to look at this a different way. It's kind of interesting because it's kind of like, say you're a person that has trouble focusing. Okay, so you're kind of like, oh, it takes me forever to get through my work or something. But because of that, you have learned tools, okay, to help you to focus better. Maybe you focus in shorter sessions, right? And then you take a break. Or maybe you have found that you prioritize your work. You get the most important things done first, or you put in routines, some type of scheduling, or you use a timer or whatever it is. You've learned some tools, but you feel like, well, I'm the only one that's had to overcome this, or nobody really cares about my tricks. That's not true. There are people that want to hear what you have to say. And when you love yourself enough to understand that, it's a sense of loving yourself for what you have overcome. It's almost like you're trivializing it. And yet at the same time, I don't think it's trivial at all. And it's not trivial, but you're thinking your healing of it is trivial. And it's not, Virgo. It's not. It's really important that you share your story, that you start on that journey. And once again, you may not quit your day job, but it's stepping into that energy of starting a YouTube channel or a blog or whatever it takes. This is a journey that is going to help you to move into that energy of just having the life that you are truly wanting. And I feel like it's because of some difficult ending, something that you have perhaps had to grieve, or you may have to end in your life in order to go into this new new path. You know, there are some doors that you are going to have to close. There are some relationships you may have to say no to, because you're realizing that those people or those situations are holding you back from stepping into, you know, what it is that you want to do. And then look at this. You have, oh my goodness, the Death card, the Chariot card, the Judgment card. This is your purpose. The Judgment is your purpose, your soul's purpose. You know, it's kind of like, it's time for you to get in the chariot and to go in the direction of your purpose. It's time to end the mindset that you don't have what you need, or trivializing. That's the word that, you know, just kind of acting as if what you have overcome is big. You're acting perhaps a little bit like, no, everybody deals with things. You may say, oh, well, everybody deals with this, or everybody, but you have some secret sauce. That's what I'm going to call it. You have some secret sauce. Once again, you have the sun. It's going to bring you this great abundance that you don't see. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of these, and then we're going to do your law of attraction card here. So what do you have? Career change. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. Okay. I mean, I can't make this up. You saw me shuffle on Virgo, right? It is something. It is about stepping into that energy of giving yourself permission to close the doors on some things. You could be perhaps kind of super focusing on money at this time, right? And when we focus on money, what we're really doing is focusing on the lack of money, and that, you know, kind of comes with it more lack, a feeling of lack. Or, you know, our sense of money, of wanting money, is also sometimes a sense of wanting to prove ourselves or prove our worthiness. There's this energy, no, you are worthy. You're almost discounting, right? You're discounting what you have to offer. You're thinking it's not going to also bring you abundance. It will. It definitely will. Okay, so let's pull a law of attraction card for you. And Virgo, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, we are each responsible for the thoughts we think. When you are in alignment with who you really are, you cannot help but uplift those with whom you come into contact. Your value to those around you hinges upon only one thing, your personal alignment with Source. And the only thing you have to give to another is an example of that alignment, which others may observe, then desire, and then work to achieve. But you cannot give it to them. Everyone is responsible for the thoughts they think and the things that they choose as their objects of attention. You know, really kind of interesting. They're asking me to come back to this individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this Earth School. I feel like there is this sense that you can individualize whatever you have learned on your journey of overcoming an obstacle. You can help to individualize that process for other people. So it's a sense of, you know, I was a teacher, and we talk about, you know, differentiating in the classroom and meeting all the students' needs. But it's really, you know, it's very difficult for a teacher to meet 26 different needs all at the same time, right? All day long. It's just almost impossible. And I feel like that's what you're perhaps looking at, is that maybe, you know, the way that you had some type of a hurdle or a health crisis, or somebody in your family had a health crisis or something like that. And, you know, it's kind of like you went to the doctor or something like that. You got some professional assistance, but it was all, you know, one size fits all. And now you're stepping into this energy of realizing it didn't work for you. You had to go find your own way to heal. And because of that journey that you had to take, you are now an expert about how you have these different tools, these different modalities that maybe you can bring to other people. If nothing else, it's kind of like a support forum, opening up conversations about how one size does not fit all. And that kind of message has been coming out in a couple of my readings lately, you know, about how one size really doesn't fit all. And now we're stepping into Aquarius energy, which really is about helping the collective, helping everybody, right? Raising everybody up. So I feel like, you know, you really have something that you have struggled with, okay, is really becoming something that you can help people to see different ways in order to heal it. Really beautiful energy. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. I really do wish you so much love and light on your journey. Thank you for being part of my journey, and thank you for allowing me to be part of yours. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.